Welcome back, everybody, to the Miata. Today, the Miata is getting a full exhaust, including headers and a catback. I hope it's going to sound pretty good. We'll get into exactly what parts are going on the car in a little bit. I've got to do some preparation work before then, but we'll get some before and afters, and yeah, hopefully this should sound a lot better. This car has the stock exhaust, so bone stock from 1993, catalytic converter, headers, and everything, and it's definitely a little bit leaky and just old and kind of sounds like garbage. So Miata looks pretty good today, though. It's a beautiful day out here to be doing this exhaust, so I'm excited. Let's get right into it. First up, let's talk about headers. These are the headers that I bought for my Miata. They are X-Force branded, so this is actually made in America. Hopefully the metallurgy and the welds on this hold up over time, but eventually the long-term plan is to go turbo, so we will be selling these at some point in the future. And you can see the X-Force logo right on there. It looks like these two cylinders go into one right here, and then these two outer ones go into one down here, and then they finally connect all the way down towards the bottom. It does have a bung, which is pretty nice as well. So the catback that I actually got for this Miata is the CorkSport Mazda Performance Drift Exhaust. It should have decent looks. It has a nice sound from all the clips that I've heard on YouTube. We're hoping for the best here today. The CorkSport was about $400, which is a pretty mid-range level for a catback, and it sounded pretty decent for the price. That's why I went for it. It's actually an older catback, I would say, you know, maybe like early mid-2000s, something like that. This car is from the 90s, so there is a wealth of options to choose from, and this seemed to kind of fit my needs right in the budget. I have heard it's a little bit loud, but it does include a silencer. Hopefully, if it is a little bit too loud, we can shut it up with the silencer. As much as I do like a loud exhaust, I like to have it, you know, decently quiet when possible. Headers might increase the sound of the car by quite a bit, so headers plus a catback like that might just mean that it's going to be loud. The mice got all on and in this car over the winter. I stored over the winter. Yeah, they like to get in there, so I had to deal with a bunch of stuff down there with a blower motor, and it just took me ages. But we're finally done, so we can actually get to work on the exhaust for the Miata. I definitely liked the way that the rear end looks. The exhaust hangs pretty low. I think it looks cool, but it's definitely going to become the lowest point on the car. It's probably not going to be an issue until I do get new suspension, which is also happening, hopefully, within a couple of months here. There we are. It is a Miata exhaust, so not too much to it, right? We're trying to keep the stock catalytic converter, which is probably going to be our main thing keeping noise down. I'm pretty sure that these headers don't delete the cat, so in most cars you're not really out in the open. The Miata, the top goes down. You're just going to hear more of everything, more of the road, more of the outside, more of other cars, and more of your own exhaust for sure. Even if it's quiet, like stock Miatas are very quiet, but you can still kind of hear the exhaust. Looks like the silencer is already in there. Obviously, on first startup here, we're going to be removing that thing. I want to hear it in all its glory. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's polished at the end there, right off the end of the car here. The piping looks pretty wide, especially for a Miata. That looks like 2.5 inches to me. This should be turbo ready. Like, I shouldn't have to get a different catback when I do go turbo. This should definitely be wide enough to handle that. Oh, look who it is. Here we go, man. This is her, huh? Yeah, this is the new exhaust. Right. Exhaust parts, clamp for the middle, the new bushings. So we're going to be starting on this side before I raise the car up. I'm going to take all these bolts off, take the shield off, get them all loosened up, and then we'll raise the car up and get the rest of the exhaust off. The new header's on, and that's the plan. It doesn't look like there's much preventing it from being loud. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. I'm going to be replacing this intake with the stock one again soon, because the only reason I had it on was for noise in the first place. And with the exhaust, we're going to be making plenty of noise. Man, this thing is stuck. Just trying to take this heat shield off. One bolt that will not come off for this heat shield. So we're gonna heat this sucker up. It's just stripped. Son of a bitch, man.
Oh.
Time for plan B.
And we're back, folks, for part B. There you have it.
Don't need this anymore. I'm gonna loosen all these up before we put the car in the air. Some PB Blaster and all these nuts, we're letting our nuts soak. Let's loosen up. So now they're all pretty loose. Right now we're just jacking the car up. We don't want the news to say local boy crushed by 1993 Mazda Miata with no exhaust. We gotta make sure it's
gotta
good.
keep this out of the news.
There it is. So we're gonna start up front. We're gonna nab these two off here. Is there something down here?
Looks like you found a mouse.
That's a bracket.
No.
Don't need this anymore.
There it is, folks.
So this was my attempt to kind of seal off a crappy exhaust leak from this 30-plus-year-old exhaust. Put a U-clamp in here. It kind of helped a little bit, but obviously this thing's getting retired for the time being. What's going on? It's so rusty that it no longer fits the size it's made for, man. Why? It's going to explode.
As you can see, folks, it's going very well. We're trying to bust a nut.
All right, here we go. Let's up the torque. Woo! Oh, dude, that thing was on there, man. It's coming off though. Yeah, I think it stripped itself.
It's gotta be stripped.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, brother? What's up with you, homie?
All right, so we were finally able to drop the back half of the exhaust here. You can see this is what happened. It was just kind of spinning in place and causing all kinds of problems. So rusty old bolts, we don't like those. So this big guy, pull that back out here. Stock Miata exhaust. You can see it's just rusty and old. It definitely needed to be replaced for sure. It has seen better days. Here's the stock Cat, which now has some pretty messed up threads over here. Not sure what we're going to do about that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We can pretty much just unzip all these and pull this thing right out now, and we should be good to start installing the brand new exhaust. Alright, I finally got this big piece of crap out of here. Definitely not an easy task at the end of the day, but definitely quite a lot heavier than the new exhaust that we got here. Here's the difference, the little side by side versus new headers. So let's start to get these installed. New gasket and everything, so we can take that old 30-plus-year-old gasket off and replace it with a proper one. We do have to reuse these nuts though, so keep that in mind. Don't lose these guys from your original exhaust. You can see there's a pretty annoying mount right down in there for the coolant. Will get in your way as you're trying to pull the exhaust out. So here is the stock catalytic converter that came with the car. The plan is, for the time being until turbo, to reuse it. And I mean, it looks like it's in alright shape overall, but as you can see, trying to get that rusty bolt off, we definitely lost a couple threads, that's for sure. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna put this header in first, and then we'll go from there. The new gasket is on. It is now time for the header. And just like that, the new header is on. Looks pretty sweet in the engine bay. I'm gonna put all these nuts back on now, and I'm just gonna kind of have them like hand tight for the time being. If you look here, we're trying to rethread this catalytic converter. Also, this O2 sensor over here is way too short to reach the bung that it's supposed to go in. We have solutions to both problems. We've got the original O2 sensor out. I don't think this is really too necessary for actually keeping this old 93 running. I think this is literally for emissions, just to let you know when your cat goes bad. But yeah, I'm gonna basically plug this into that bung spot for the time being, and we'll get a longer one, like a 3-foot one. We actually were able to fix, for the catalytic converter, that bolt down there. Somehow, we were able to thread it with like some sort of imperial thread, American. We got a bolt on there. So now it's just about kind of putting the rest of the exhaust together. Yeah, it looks like this is the one that we're going to be replacing with this blue mount here, which is a lot tougher. The exhaust will definitely hang a little bit low, but it should be pretty dope. It's mocked up, so we just got to tighten everything down and give it a test run. Wow, that does look a lot bigger.
That looks pretty fat.
Nice, man. Sweet. Yeah, the silencer is in there right now. We'll have to take this thing out. Just going through now and tightening everything up.
Alright, chat. Let's make some Miata music.
Yeah. With our friends in the back.
And we're back, folks. The lead mechanic, he's still here.
We're done, man. We tightened it all up.
The yacht is now being returned to its original state. Off rip, we have the lead mechanic taking off the silencer.
Here, we're gonna remove it.
Lead mechanic, he's done it, folks.
Remove the silencer.
Dang, look at that beefcake.
The beefcake. All right, let's hear it, man. Wow. Sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good, chat.
It's not that loud, actually. It's not as loud as I thought it would be.
No, it's
That's
louder
without
than
the
before.
silencer.
face.
Alright, we're gonna do a quick 0 to 60. So this is a pretty good demonstration. We're pretty close to around highway speeds right now, and as I lay my foot into the throttle in fifth, it's pretty loud, it's pretty droney in here. It comes with the silencer. I mean, the silencer helps out a lot with the drone. It doesn't completely eliminate it, but it makes it a lot more bearable. I'd say it's like twice as loud in my estimation. Alright, we're going to do a couple of quick downshifts here. I'm in fifth gear right now, so we're going to go to fourth. And then we'll go up to third. It sounds pretty good. I mean, even with the windows up, it's pretty droney, but I like the sound. I can't lie. So now we have the silencer on the car, and this is definitely my preferred way of driving if I'm going to be doing like long highway drives over time and I don't need like max performance. If I've got my girlfriend in the car, this is what I'm going to have on. You can still definitely hear it for sure. It's louder than stock by quite a lot. I'd say though it's definitely like half as quiet though, at least. I mean, you can hear it, but I can hold the conversation a lot better in this interior with that silencer on. And from the outside, I mean, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it's too loud from the outside, or?
No, it's not bad.
It's a little bit quieter, I'd say. We'll have to take a look at the clips. I haven't really heard it for myself from the outside with the silencer on, but especially on like startup and stuff, like if I gotta start the car and leave it outside, it's not gonna piss your neighbors off or anything like that, so that's a good thing. Let's see, I'm gonna do a quick rip and we'll see how it sounds with the silencer. Definitely still are getting performance boost, by the way, with the silencer. I don't think it's holding the exhaust flow back that much, especially with these headers on. I think the headers are doing most of the heavy lifting, but we'll do some downshifts. Yeah, it's quieter for sure. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that this was a great video and really helped you get an idea of what this combo sounds like. I think it's pretty spot on. The stock Cat is saving us from being too overbearingly loud, but it's got a nice growl, a nice little sports car growl to it, and I'm very happy at the end of the day. I think it was worth it. Under $1,000 to do it all yourself, and yeah, it sounds pretty stellar, especially for a Miata. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in another video, and goodbye.